This episode is sponsored by ThruNite. It is the height of autumn, and while Tintin hunts for an easy meal in a nearby clearing, I light the first fire of the season in the cabin. My main goal of the day is to set up an off-grid water system in the cabin, with pressurized plumbing to both kitchen and bathroom sinks. However, my first job is to install the copper countertop and cabinet doors. To ensure that the copper will properly adhere to the countertop, I brushed contact cement onto the plywood and copper sheeting. Next, I'll remake the cabinet doors, which are spruce, with black cherry and copper panels. Not that there's anything wrong with the spruce, I just think that the warmer toned cherry will work better with the copper panels, especially once I've given them a patina. The Christmas season is quickly approaching, so why not treat the avid outdoorsman in your life to an Outsider flashlight, made by ThruNite, which is the sponsor of this episode. All Outsider flashlights are impact resistant, waterproof, rechargeable, and high-powered. The Outsider lineup includes tactical flashlights, headlamps, and a compact searchlight. If you'd like to check them out for yourself, there's a link in the description below. This is how I give the copper its patina. I simply sprinkled sea salt onto the panels, then sprayed them with plain white vinegar and left them to dry. I'll check back later to see how they turned out. Now it's time to install the water system, starting with the pump. With the sinks hooked up, they were ready to test. However, I decided to install the copper backsplash and cabinet doors before trying the taps. The panels turned out perfect. After a couple coats of lacquer to seal the patina in, the panels were ready for the cabinet doors. Well, first of all, what do you think of the forced patina on the copper panels of the cabinet doors? Obviously, I'm a big fan of it, and it's amazing what you can do with a little bit of white vinegar and sea salt, which is all I used. So earlier on in the episode, you'll see that I sprinkled the coarse sea salt on the copper panels, and then I sprayed it with white vinegar. Now, what I didn't show was after I sprayed the vinegar on the salt, I then laid paper towels on top of the panels. And so that allowed the vinegar to soak evenly through the towels across the entire panel, which made for a much more even patina. So a week later, I pulled the paper towels off, which had now dried, and I had this beautiful aqua effect. Then I took a dry paper towel and I just gently scrubbed away at different areas of the panel to bring back the warmer copper tones so it's mixed throughout with the aqua patina. As well, I remade the cabinet doors with black cherry, which is leftover lumber that I used to make the bed upstairs. These are the original cabinet doors that I used, which I made out of spruce, and they look good, but I didn't like how light the wood was. I didn't think it matched as well with the warmer copper tones, so that's why I ended up remaking the doors with black cherry. Anyway, I'm going to show you now how the water system works in this cabin. There's a couple issues that I still need to work out, but I'm really happy with how it operates, and it's going to be a quick fix to work out those other issues. But for now, I can show you what I have, and then in the next episode, I'll show you my improvements. But first of all, a lot of people in the last episode were saying how much they loved my deer antler lamps. And I really like them too, but I didn't make them. I actually purchased this lamp set from Bass Pro. So if you're looking for a lamp set like this, Bass Pro has it. Anyway, I'm going to grab my GoPro now and take you underneath the cabinet and show you exactly how this off-grid water system works. Okay, so first of all, you can see my drain that runs from the kitchen sink. I've got a drain installed for the bathroom sink obviously as well. At the moment, those drains just go underneath the cabin into a couple 5-gallon pails, which I have to empty out from time to time. But when the summer rolls around, I'm going to dig down to the frost line and run these gray water drains right into the ground where the water can safely return to the land. Now you'll see that I have a small water tank here at the moment. In the near future I'm going to install a much bigger water tank, but this is what I'm using for now. And I don't have a well at the cabin just yet, so that's why I'm using water tanks. And then you'll see here that I've got my pump. It's just a small pump, but it does a great job. It actually runs both the kitchen and the bathroom sink without any issues whatsoever. So you'll see that the water exits the pump here and it goes to this T-joint where it splits off and runs to the kitchen sink, and the other line runs out of the cabinet and across this copper pipe into the bathroom wall, which I've used PEX for, and then it goes to the bathroom sink. So the only reason why I used copper here was because it's exposed and I wanted the copper to match the aesthetic of the rest of the cabin. Otherwise, I just would have used PEX for everything. But for the exposed section, copper was the answer. Anyway, I'm going to run the sink for you now. The water works really well in both sinks, but there are a couple of issues that I need to work out. So I'll show you what I mean here. So as you can see, I have good pressure, but there's a pulsing in the system and it's quite noisy. So that's an easy fix. All I need to do is install an accumulator tank between the pump and the sinks, and that will create a buffer zone. It'll reduce, or it'll get rid of that pulsing, and it'll also reduce the noise. So that's the answer for that, and I'll probably have that done by the next episode in time for Christmas. But let me show you now the bathroom sink and how it works. So as you can see, the pressure is still really good. The pulsing isn't there nearly as much, but it's still quite noisy. So again, when I install that accumulator tank, it'll get rid of the pulsing and the noise, which I'm looking forward to. But for the moment, the sinks work, and that's really all that matters at this time. My goal is to have the cabin furnished and decorated in time for Christmas. Hopefully, I can make it happen. But that's it for now. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, be well, and God bless.